show my love for you.
Welcome to Marriage Mondays, where we talk about all things marriage and, of course, most importantly, family. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in and listening. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you. This is Marriage Mondays. Hi guys, welcome back to Marriage Mondays. On this episode, we are going to be talking about change and how to adapt to change, because everything's changing. So if you want to hear about our topics on how to cope with that, then keep on watching and listening. Hey babe.
No.
Today's episode is about change. That big C word that we... What?
Oh. Then we can think about a couple of other big C words, but,
Nasty.
Whoa. I don't know.
Oh, what C word was you talking about?
I don't know. Let's just move on.
Okay. But yeah, I think change is good, and you should never stay the same. I think Janae Aiko said, "Shame on you for staying the same." So people were saying, "Shame on you for changing." She was like, "No, shame on you for staying the same." It's good to evolve and adapt, and of course, when you're spending forever with someone, you can't expect them to be the same. And I think you can adapt to your couple too, if you're really in love and if you kind of know your person. I think you kind of can navigate and know how to adapt and change with a couple. But what are your thoughts about changing? Like, did you have bad thoughts about changing in a relationship? Did you think it was bad? And what are your views on it now?
So, yeah, when I was younger, I really used to hate change. I still don't necessarily love change right now. But, however, I definitely have grown to understand change and accept change at this point, and that's in all facets of life. But as it relates to relationships, I will say I feel like the only thing that really shouldn't change, at least in my opinion, is I don't feel like primarily your morals should change. Your morals and values shouldn't really necessarily change. Priorities can change, definitely how you do things, everyday things, that's going to change. Of course, appearance is going to change. Everything is going to change. Just about almost everything else you can think of is going to change.
What do you mean by morals and values?
So I think some of the stuff that just kind of make you who you are, like I said, on the kind of moral standpoint, because I think unless for whatever reason, you're evolving, emotionally or even as you begin to kind of, like I said, you may change your priorities, and as you kind of prioritize things, you realize that maybe because your priorities was off, your morals was off a little bit. And I feel like if that changes, then it might be, I hope that your spouse or your mate is kind of evolving with you. Because I think that is something that does happen. You have a person who, let's just say, they were selfish, and let's say both parties were selfish, and then all of a sudden, one party kind of wakes up and one of the mates is like, this ain't cool. I can't necessarily always think about myself, or what, how is it going to affect me first? I need to start thinking about other people. And now because of that, you start to kind of change everything, because that kind of is a moral type of thing, to think about others before you think of yourself. So, like I said, to be honest, to your point, just about everything changes.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna stay the exact same. So, if you change how you, and I don't want to make it sound so kind of cliche, but how you view life. If you view life differently, all of us, I didn't necessarily say all of a sudden, but kind of as you change, and all of us, kind of gradually, your outlook on life changes. I would hope that your spouse is kind of elevating that way with you, because otherwise it might not be so great.
Now, for me, if you're out there and you're married and you want to know, oh, well, my, husband and wife changed their morals and their values, so does that mean that I can, get a divorce? And like, how does that navigate? I think for me, I feel like you should work it out, stick it out, go to therapy, pray to God, talk to each other, continue to date each other, really figure out where it could even be coming from. Because sometimes change can be capped a little. Sometimes they could just be trying to look for attention, or maybe they saw something or heard something, or maybe, the devil's trying to derail you guys from a mission or something. But I definitely don't think you should throw in the towel and give up. I definitely think you should work through it. And, you may be shocked and surprised too that you may actually like the person, and the change could be a good change for the both of you. Like for me, I'm trying to make a habit of going to the gym like most every week, and I really want you to come with me. I feel like we can be a working out couple one day. Yeah, I feel like you definitely shouldn't leave or get a divorce because of morals, and if the morals and values change. But what would you say is a change within our relationship, and what do you think is the biggest tip to adapt to it? If we had any change, do you think we had a change?
We've had changes. Always communication. Communicating through the changes, trying to figure out if your spouse or mate is all of a sudden doing something different. Are they changed the way you feel like they changed the way they're thinking, or change the way they talking, change the way anything. The first instinct should be to ask why. Why the change? Why do you feel the need to do that? How feel
Not
that way.
do that like it's a
Yeah, like why do you?
how dare you?
Yeah, why? Not necessarily like, how dare you, but just like, why do you feel the need to
Why do you
change?
feel the need to change?
Well,
He's horrible.
especially if it's something. And just keeping it real. If it's something that you don't like, or something I don't like, or whatever, what's up? And you may have a good excuse. I ain't gonna say excuse, reason for doing it, and now it's up to y'all to communicate through that reasoning. And whatever the reasoning can be. It could be probably a million and one things on why somebody would choose to, stop, a change their, let's just say, daily routine. Some people stay on the same daily routine, literally the exact routine for years, and then all of a sudden you change. I would imagine if you're that person's spouse, you're gonna be like, bro, like, what is you doing? Like, why is you all of a sudden changing? Why is you all of a sudden, want to go here instead of there?
All of a sudden, I think sometimes it could be a little settle in little hints.
And it definitely could be gradual.
And you're still making it seem like it's hard, a bad thing. Like, you're making it seem so bad.
I will say it can.
So you don't. It's not. So you don't like change.
I wouldn't say bad, but it can be difficult to adapt to. But you just have to, because that's the thing. When you, especially when you married, you do have to just roll with the punches. You shouldn't have an option in that. We know we can get a divorce. I don't know how that necessarily holds up, and God's law. So
I don't think we've really been through a change. I don't really think we've been through a change. We've had changes and cycles and seasons, but we've never dealt with something that was a huge change and then we had to like adapt to it. I don't think me and you have.
Not as far as like a specific change. I think we both had times within our relationship where we definitely thought a little differently than we do now, or maybe than we did a little bit before. We was thinking that way. But I think the biggest change for us would have that been thought process, just how we address certain things, certain people, and all of that good stuff. But
I think when it's always a change for the better, though, I think it's always an unspoken ease. 'Cause there's really nothing to talk about if it's a good change. But once it's a considered uncomfortable change, I'm not gonna say bad, an uncomfortable change, that's when stuff will start to arrive. Because I don't think the good change is necessarily something that would shake the table in a in a relationship or a marriage. But I know a lot of people do deal with that. And like I said, don't leave. Stay together, figure it out, adapt. I think there is beauty in marriage. Like, a lot of people don't like it. It's hard work and all that, but I think it can be fun too. I mean, this is from God. God ordained this. And I just refuse to believe something that God ordained just is never fun. Like, of course, yeah, the devil's going to try to attack it, but God gave us power to step over scorpions and snakes. He gave us dominion and power, so we can fight together, rebuke it, and come together and stronger than ever and have some fun. Life should be fun. It should be about enjoying each other and kind of like trying new foods, new restaurants. Like, it's like, oh, it's different. Like, we might get food poisoning. But, say your grace and just have fun with it. Try new things and you might actually end up liking it. Like I said, you might not know. You might actually like the change.
That's a good point. You definitely have to embrace, because the thing is that you have to realize what and who you're embracing is just your spouse. and you're not even necessarily worried about the change. The change is just a byproduct of what's happening or has happened with your spouse. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely understandable. You have to be willing to, engage and embrace with your spouse.
Not you looking sleepy. Trying to pull it together. Yeah, I think a lot of couples struggle with how to deal with something that they don't like. And how do you deal with something that you don't like? Not really sure. I don't know. I feel like, once again, you take it day by day. Like time, I do feel like time does heal all. Take it day by day, baby steps, ease into it. Do things that are fun, that y'all love to do, and spend time with each other, and talk, and don't talk at each other. Talk with a level head. Don't have a dirty martini drunk. So let's be sober and talk and have a sensible conversation. Like, if I changed and it was bad, like, how would you bring that up to me? Or would you even? No, because normally with us, it's normal. You never really would bring anything up. I would probably say, "Do you like that?" And you'll probably be like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, well, why didn't you say anything?"
Yeah.
So you really wouldn't bring it up. I'm like, "Hey."
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that, it again, especially in marriages, I mean, it's kind of crazy that, now people taking certain things out of their vows and don't, I mean, because, your vows are your vows. But, for the people who went with the classic vows, I mean, that's why it says, for better or for worse, through richer or poorer, through sickness or health,
Exactly.
all that good stuff,
Right.
and those are all changing. So
Yes.
if your spouse is one way and they got worse, that's better or worse.
Yep.
If they were very healthy and could run a 5K run every day, every morning, if they could, that's sickness and health. We rich and poor is pretty self-explanatory. But if all of a sudden your spouse was bringing home $4,000-5,000 a month, then all of a sudden now he only bringing home $3,000 or something like that.
Which is kind of our situation, guys. It's like, we were going to talk about money and get into that. Don't really know how to bring that up or navigate that, but yeah, we are going through, and I would say, a shift and a change. But I think I know that it's gonna work out. I know it is. I can feel it on the brink. It's always gonna get though bad before it gets good. It's always gonna get worse before it gets good. But we persevere. That's the word that I've been getting, is persevere. And to me, persevere means, listen, it's gonna look real bad. Like, you're gonna want to give up. At least that's what persevere means to me, is where you're gonna be in a situation where you're definitely gonna want to give up. But if you keep going, keep fighting, promise you, when you get to that finish line, it's going to be amazing. And that's what I would encourage you guys. Keep going. Even when you're like about to lose your mind and file divorce papers, do all that. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. If it looks like unrepairable, keep going. Like, you just never know, like, the reward you can get for keep fighting and keep pushing for your marriage, because marriage is important and it's sacred, and it's something that you should keep. Like, you should cherish it. You should definitely cherish it and do everything that you can to fight for it. And I know. Because I used to say this to you all the time. How am I supposed to fight if there's nobody in the ring with me? I look crazy. Okay, I can't be out here fighting all these people out here, and it's just me in the ring. How about something? Yeah, let's go. And they're like, okay, who you fighting? Who you fighting, girl? So yeah, I do know, but sometimes, hey, you're never alone in the ring. It may look like you're alone in the ring, but you're not really alone in the ring. So keep on fighting, keep on pushing. I have to be, positive about things, because there is power in the tongue, and you don't ever want to be like, oh my God, what we gonna do? It's like, no, don't speak positivity in the air and say, if push come to shove, we'll figure it out and we'll make it through. Period. This too shall pass. But yeah, I think change is beautiful, and if y'all don't think change is beautiful, if it's driving you crazy, then yeah, pray about that. Heart goes out to you. Okay. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep it in there, keep it in there. Yeah. Like I said, marriage is great, and you should fight for it. Period. But yeah. Do you have anything else on changing and adapting?
Oh, no. I think it's a pretty simple topic.
Hopefully we gave you guys good tips and understanding tips. So basically, how to adapt to change is listen to your partner, talk, work it out, go to therapy if need be, pray always, fast if you need to, turn down your plate, child, and and do fun activities together. Don't even talk about it. If it's too heated, if y'all see that y'all can't communicate about it, take some time, do something fun. It will all work out. Just keep pushing, keep fighting. Y'all can do this. Y'all were built for this. You were made for this. So yeah, guys, that has been another episode of Marriage Mondays. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys next time. Bye. Every outro. It's gonna be that.